It's July 11th, 2024. The Oakland Athletics are 42-53, third in the American League West Division, ahead of the Angels and Astros. How did we get here? The team is a little bit different. I have made two trades. First one, Ross Stripling. Well, this is the second trade in order, but first one we'll get to. Ross Stripling, who was extremely bad for us, negative 1.1 R WAR. Traded him away for John Birdie, and I got this guy, Ignacio Feliz, in return, throwaway reliever. John Birdie, who is up to 1.4 WAR with Miami. He's played one game for us, hitless in 4 plate appearances, from Troy, Michigan, home of Somerset Mall. And Birdie can steal bases, play all over the diamond, can hit decently well. He's 34. We probably won't offer him more than the arbitration estimate next year, but we'll trial run him, and we save about $4 million in that trade. I brought up Grant Holman, who's been really good in AAA this year so far, to replace Stripling. Sent Denzel Clark back down after some players came off the IL, including Ken Waldachuk, who is back with the A's. I optioned Osvaldo Bido down. There was one more trade. Oh, yeah, it was right after I left off previously. One injury, Mason Miller, like I said, he probably will throw out his arm. He didn't throw out his arm, but he tore his labrum partially. He was at a 2.1 WAR about halfway through the year, so he could have won reliever of the year if he kept playing. But he has been out for about 3 weeks. He'll be out for 8 more with that partially torn labrum. Sad, but that's how it goes for flamethrowers like him. The other thing that happened was that I traded away. Where is it? Whatever, I'll find it here. I traded away Ledmus Diaz for a player. The Cubs wanted him, and they gave me Patrick Wisdom, who has been off to a great start in 104 plate appearances. 135 OPS plus for Wisdom with 65 power under team control for the next 2 seasons. So to get rid of Ledmus Diaz, save another $3 million between those two trades, getting off the 2 highest paid players on the books, saved a little bit of money. Fan interest has gone up. Ticket sales are doing fine. We're up around 20,000 people in the stadium in this last year in Oakland, so things are going well. Around the lineup, Alex Wood has rebounded a little bit here, and he's now solidly above average. I'm going to try and trade him as he's a free agent after the year is up. Probably our most attractive trade candidate as a lefty starter. Paul Blackburn has cooled off a little bit FIP-wise, but ERA, he's under 3, on track for that 5.6 R-WAR season that we talked about in the last video. He's been fantastic. Will probably be an all-star, if I had to guess, his second time to the All Star Game. Freddie Tarnok back in the starting rotation. The FIP has improved. 2.27 ERA for him in 6 starts, 18 games overall. Brady Basso has also pitched well. We're just getting good production from everybody. Everybody's kind of getting lucky. Mitch Spence, though, I'm keeping him because he's a leader, but he's been bad. We're already halfway through the year, so I wouldn't like to get rid of him. He's actually got some decent stuff going on here. And it's not like we're making the playoffs anyways. So Holman I should actually take off the prospect list because he's debuted. For the lineup, Birdie is the WAR leader for us, but hasn't done anything in Oakland. It's really J.J. Bleday, who's up to 1.1 WAR. Brent Rooker has fallen off a cliff all the way down to 0.1, and if we look at his splits, he went from being really good in the first month of the year, average in May, beyond awful in June, but back now in July, in 32 plate appearances, he's back to average. But this month of June destroyed his value for us overall. So now picking up the slack, J.D. Davis back in the lineup. Still producing at a 137 OPS plus. Shea Langoliers, a little bit better with the bat since last month. Improvements. Seth Brown back off IL, continuing to be just an above average hitter. Mentioned Patrick Wisdom. Stephen Piscotty still kicking it in the league. Zach Geloff has improved, just below league average here now. Take a look at his season splits. He started off so awful in April and May, but June and July, he's been an all-star, especially in June, I guess. It's only been 32 plate appearances in July, but I was right to keep him up, and he's rewarded us. Rooker, Lugbauer, backup catcher time. Ruiz just has to hit better, man. I mean, 274 BABIP should be higher for a player of his archetype, but it's not right now, so that's what we're dealing with Ruiz. Nick Allen, I don't have anybody else in the organization that can play shortstop effectively at the major league level, so he's probably going to stay up, even though he can't hit and he is not a great defensive shortstop. La Stella is not good. Probably will end up sending him back down once I can find a replacement in AAA. Matter of fact, we can probably find that right now. Ryan Noda is back to hitting, so we might just send Mr. La Stella down and then bring back up Ryan Noda, have a lefty first baseman. He's back hitting third after a short stint in AAA. Carlos Perez down here hitting well. Lawrence Butler. Daz Cameron, former Tiger. But what I want to see is Soderstrom. He just hasn't broken out yet, and I might just have to call him up in September, even though he was so bad last year. But he is kind of the lefty bat of the future in this farm system. Brennan Malone not performing well either. But that's the team right now. I do want to discuss what I'm looking forward to for this draft. As our farm system comes in ranked 27th. Denzel Clark is up to the 69th prospect in baseball. So we do have one top 100 prospect. He's actually improved a little bit, and he is hitting the cover off the ball in AAA. It just hasn't translated to MLB yet. But he'll be back up in short order, I would bet. Actually, let me see if Piscotty, if anybody wants him, I can trade him right now and bring Clark up. Oh, okay. I didn't expect there to be this many people. Madrigal, I could bring on, if he's playing shortstop well. No, he's bad. He's a captain. He's getting paid $1.8 million. I don't like that very much. Yeah, I'll revisit this closer to the trade deadline, but I didn't think that I could get anybody for him. So I'll probably end up trading Piscotty for something that benefits us monetarily or to bring back a prospect and then bring back up Denzel Clark. So we probably have the worst offense in the American League, but the pitching has been just good enough, especially these starters, to keep our head above water. Our Pythagorean total right now is 40 and 55, which would be right around the Angels and Astros, but in the actual games played, we're better than them for the moment. I will go into the short list I made for the draft here. I don't know why McLean is on default. He should be draft board. So I have, I think, 119 prospects. 118 prospects here on this big board that I'm going to look at for this upcoming draft. The A's pick fourth overall. And actually, I guess, how much time are we at here? 9:30? Let's just do it. Let's just draft. So I have my short list. I'm going to be operating off of that, only picking players that appear on my board just because I had to filter out how much money we could spend. Guys that are 45 prospects that want $5 million. We can't afford that. So trying to stay within our means, trying to pick up guys that make sense. Yes, okay. So, first pick in the 2024 MLB Draft, J.J. Weatherholt, who I would have gladly selected at number 4, goes for $9 million to Cleveland. And he's a guy that'll probably end up playing first base. I'd have to. He's 5'11". He can't really play anywhere well, but if the bat comes along, that doesn't matter. Cincinnati, number 2, Tommy White, LSU superstar, just hitting bombs all over the diamond. He wanted too much money. I wouldn't have drafted him with the power, MLB power, not there yet at 21 for Tommy White. Charlie Condon, the pick by the Rockies. I had him on my draft board, but this is higher than I thought he'd go as a 50 potential player, especially $10 million signing bonus. Oh my goodness. So we've got $10 million to spend on the draft this year. Levi Sterling here, a righty out of Notre Dame Prep in Texas, or I guess in California in Sherman Oaks, going to Texas if he goes to college. He only wants $2 million. So that is enticing. Vance Honeycutt, 75 range center fielder. Malcolm Moore, catcher. I don't know if it'll get better than actually Carson Messina. That's a heck of a skill set. 70 power and also a pretty good pitcher. Low work ethic though, but I'll revisit him. I think Levi Sterling though, it can't get much better than this. 17, only wants a few bucks under slot. Like if I drafted Connor Griffin, he's a good player, but I'd be all out of money. And I mean, if I look at what I have, that's the draft budget I set. So we have $8 million. Does our scouting director like Sterling? If we go to his recommendation for a pitcher, he does not. He likes Joey Oakey better, who is from Iowa, Ankeny, Iowa. But I don't like this control at 20, and he wants $7 million to sign. Sterling, 2.2. Let's compare him to Connor Griffin. I mean, this is a tough decision. Griffin, I've had him in different out of the parks, though, and he never really pans out. This is a better defensive profile than I've seen for him. But at $10 million, I can't spend $10 million on a high school baseball player. So we're going to go Levi Sterling. 2.2 well under slot. I'm okay with just meeting that out the box. So that's our first pick in the series. 65 fastball, 70 potential slider, 80 potential curveball. I just think that he is a guy that can immediately play. He's a good defender. So he might win some gold gloves at pitcher too. And hopefully a right-handed prep pitcher pans out for us. It's something I never do, but given the circumstances, I can't pass up on a player like that. So next for us, Josh Hartle was off my short list. That's a good college pitcher. Who do we have? All the bats are gone. What the heck, man? Only pitchers available right now for the money we want to pay. Jonathan Santucci, a lefty from Leominster, Mass., going to Duke. Chase Burns. I like Chase Burns. Braylon Doughty. Messina was the guy I wanted, though. I can't pass up on a 70 power bat potential and then also 70 stuff. I mean, come on. What is this guy? He still wants Oakey. He's still on the board. Batter-wise, Conrad Cason, who I do have shortlisted. Decent pitcher. Probably can play second base, but Messina, I've had my eye on him. 650 under slot. Bring him in. Braylon Doughty, how much does he want at 18? Too much. So So we're still pretty under budget here. Cole Mathis, I did see, and he can actually be like a plus bat at this spot here, play first base, and maybe pitch eventually. So I think I'm going to take him. He's a little bit over slot, but we've been saving so much money. Or actually, I think he's just at slot. Just too much money for us. But 1.1, Cole Mathis, come on down. And now Braylon Doughty, I could think about since he only wants slot. Or I guess he wants 2.4. Scheffelbein is the lefty, but low work ethic at 18. Doughty has some ratings that have come along. Leader, intelligence. I think with what we've done going under slot, I'm comfortable doing that, but I want to see who else is out there. So these are the only 45s left. No torn UCL. Dude, Kanich is always pretty good. I do like him. He's less money and a 4-pitch starter compared to a 3-pitch high school starter. And maybe Doughty could be there. No, he's gone. That's how it goes. Bell, Calera, I did like for $1 million. Interesting. The control I don't think is going to come up as much as he looks good. Marcus Morgan, I think that's a starter I want. I don't know where all the bats went, but they're not anywhere I can get to them, I guess. Talon Bell does have a two-way ability, so I think I'm going to take him. And now, where are we at? It's basically all pitchers. I guess there are hitters. I've just been on the wrong option. We need some catchers in the system. I think I could take Springer. Do that. Oh, Corey Collins. That's a good bat for $75,000. Gosh, we're already in the 8th round. I'm running out of players. I like this guy. 60 range. 80 avoid Ks. 180,000. Come on down. Just all players. Shep Hancock. Jake McCowan at 18. Overspend a little bit. Hancock, sure. 24. Demarion Terrell. I think this is an intriguing skill set. 65 power in the 11th round. I don't think it could come along though. 650K. We got the money to spend in the late rounds here. Rojas, I do like you. We don't have a lot of quality. Bullpen arms towards the back. Ronald Sawyer. Jade Melendez I definitely want at some point. Yes. Andina's got good range. So I guess I could just go down the list here. Faraday. Barrow. I think we have enough for all three of them. No! Okay, we gotta wait. We gotta make one pick outside of who we identified. Still a lot of good potential players on the board, but there are all these pitchers that can't really do anything. No bats. What does my scouting director want? Jacob Tobias? I don't want that guy. center fielder that you want. Luke Nowak. All these guys stink. That guy's pretty good. I don't want to spend any more money, though. Jacob Tobias, sure. That does it for the first draft. Fun stuff. End up with Levi Sterling, first overall, or fourth overall, first pick. Carson Messina, a two-way stud. Heavy on pitchers early because I forgot to toggle. But you can never have too many pitching prospects because there's no such thing as one. Mathis, kind of a bat anyways. I see him as a better hitter than a pitcher. Dude, Kanich, Morgan, Bell, Springer, Collins, Camarillo. We did not come away with a big bat, but I think the pitching needs more help as it is. So that does it for the draft. I think we'll check back. Next video will be after the trade deadline. Here are the guys right now that I'm looking to move on from. Mostly free agents. Piscotty, Andahar, kind of, these guys go without explanation. J.D. Davis is a free agent. I would like to bring him back, but he wants this kind of contract, and that's too much for a 32-year-old guy who can't really play third, but can hit well. Like, he's a bad third baseman. So I'll see what we can get for him. Abraham Toro, I wouldn't pay $2 million for him in arbitration. Scott Alexander, free agent. Gott, free agent, and actually is drawing interest. Newcomb, I could just waive him, and he can be a free agent. I don't think he's worth $1 million. Alex Wood, like I said, I think our most attractive trade chip is our last one. So these guys could all be on the move, and we will replace them with our younger players on the farm. But that'll be over the next few weeks. We'll see how the season continues. If we stay hovering around 400, 500 range, I'm quite surprised that we've been this passable this far into the season, but that's how it's gone. So I guess our prospects aren't in yet since they haven't signed, but I would suspect that Sterling would be a top 100 prospect and improve the farm system, and Messina really shouldn't be too far to follow. So that wraps it up for this draft episode and trade deadline prep. I'll be back in August, then probably one more video on this season, and we'll be into the off season after the dog days of summer. In the last season of baseball in the immediate future in Oakland, California. Thanks for watching.